It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 9:10. Wow, I cannot believe 9/11 is tomorrow. That is shocking for the brain that we're already there again. Welcome to the show. If you're not watching the audio version, look like I'm in 7th grade in the sense that my outfit is very 7th grade coded. My hair is slicked back up. I've got overalls on. I mean, I'm ready for, skateboarding practice after school. We have a pretty big show today. When I tell you, last night, my phone was going off the hook as if I just announced that I am doing the halftime show at the Super Bowl. But alas, I am not Kendrick Lamar. I am not doing halftime show at the Super Bowl. I just happened to get confirmation from Miss Rachel Zoe about her divorce. We're going to get into so many random things today, you guys. Really, some crazy stories. Get ready, get comfy. Let's go. Welcome. This is your daily dose of Donna. Welcome back to Daily Dose of Donna. And for all of you that are here on the live show, we have a return of Mr. Mark Ward. He is back in the comments section, ready to entertain between all of my amazing dosers that comment. You guys make my day. So I have to turn on my air. Let me know in the comments if you start to hear it in the background, but it is sweltering. LA is in the middle of a heat wave, but it is cooling down. And when I say cooling down, we're only at 96 today. So we're definitely cooling down. I was late today, which is why I didn't blow dry my hair, because I was heavily listening to podcasts. I had a lot of podcasts to catch up on because I needed to report them to you. I listened to Lindsay Hubbard on The Toast, which I normally listen to The Toast every day, but I usually listen to after my show. I listened to her interview because I was very interested. I listened to, well, just for my own personal enjoyment, I listened to Grace Van Patten, the star of Tell Me Lies on Not Skinny But Not Fat, because I am such a fan of that show. It's a fantastic show. Watch that if you're interested. And so we have a lot to talk about. Okay. There's a lot going on. Number one, thank you very much for being here. I want to shout out our first sponsor of today's show. And this show, Daily Dose of Donna, is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys, let's talk really fast about the fact that, our kid, this is not even BetterHelp related. This is just Donna being a mom related. I am a mother of a middle schooler. My child, I would say he has crazy, crazy, amazing strengths in certain places. And one thing he doesn't have great strengths in are procrastination, organization, all those shins. You know what I mean? I think for me, my hardest time of parenting is making sure that these kids are done with their homework on time and then prepared to go to school and not forgetting 15 different notebooks. This will be the death of me. If I don't show up to an episode of Daily Dose of Donna one day, you'll know it's because I just couldn't do it anymore because my kids forgot stuff out of their backpacks or at 10 p.m. said, oh my gosh, I have to print something out for science. Take someone, Calgon, take me away. I can't handle it. Now, that being said, kids are always learning and growing, and they should be. But as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. I told you yesterday that I want to start learning piano because of John Cena. And I'm going to at some point when I have some time. What's something you would like to learn? Do you want to learn about cooking, maybe gardening, a new language, how to beat your best friend in pickleball? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. This is my back to school era. As you can see, I'm in 7th grade back to school. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Donna. That's DANA today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/DANA. This is also a language learning class. We are an educational podcast. Thank you very much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring the show. Let's get into some of these stories. We have to start off with our breaking news story about Rodger Berman filing for divorce. Well, I should say Rachel Zoe announced that she was filing for divorce. Do you guys remember my TikTok? Are you new here? I definitely have spoken about this before. I spoke about it last week on a couple different episodes. I spoke about it with Mary Payne on Friday's show, and I posted a TikTok. Now, I'm going to share with you guys really briefly. I'll share with you a little bit of the TikTok that I posted, which was a deep dive into the world of Rachel Zoe online and why we're seeing, in a strange way, we were noticing her content was lacking her husband, which was very weird. This was the TikTok that I posted, and then we'll go into more details. Okay, new deep dive that I've become obsessed with. I need your guys' help. Please, please don't judge me for being petty on this one, but I have a serious question. Where is Rachel Zoe's husband, Rodger? No, seriously. One of my podcast listeners brought this up to me, just like in passing. Hey, have you thought about this? Do you follow Rachel Zoe? I follow her, and I've noticed that she hasn't really talked about her husband in so long. And I said, please, are you kidding me? Those two, they're like peas in a pod. I watched the Rachel Zoe project. I saw how in love they were together. I saw that they worked together. They're obviously very different as people, but I think that they were a perfect match. They've been together 30 plus years. They married very young. He indulges all of, her. And I went on and on and on. But I'm going to let you go over to hit that TikTok link so that you can watch it for yourself. That was 6 days ago. Guys, everyone has come to me and said you were the only person that was publicly talking about this, like on TikTok, Instagram. You were the only person that I saw that was talking about this. I'm going to think, and this is very like narcissistic of me, so at least I'm self-aware. But I'm going to think that my viral post, which got over 100,000 views on TikTok, I guess that's not like viral, but it got enough views. And then on Instagram, I'm going to think that my post started that domino effect of like, what the actual fuck is happening, Rachel? And I believe that she got inundated with questions in the DMs, on her comments. I saw so many comments. She didn't ask me anything and then never answered any of her ask me anythings. I believe this was probably the moment where they said, we have to say it. Now people are noticing because this is not new. Rachel Zoe and Rodger Berman have officially decided to separate. She announced in a sad post. I say sad because it's always, I would say, sad when someone, announces a breakup. I will share the post with you, although I'm sure you've seen it 400 million times by now. This is the post. Hold, and I'll read it out loud for all of you guys that are on audio only. After 33 years together and 26 years married, Rodger and I have come to the mutual decision to end our marriage. We are incredibly proud of the loving family we have created and our countless memories together. Our number one priority has been and will always be our children. We are committed to co-parent our boys and to continue the work together within the many businesses we share. We ask for privacy during this time as we navigate this new chapter with love and gratitude, Rachel and Rodger. Well, one person on my Facebook group joined the Facebook group, Daily Dose of Donna. One person on the Facebook group commented when I said that, when I announced it in the page, wow, why don't we just give them the privacy? Okay, listen, I'm not knocking on their door, but these are public figures. They're announcing it in public. They're all over Us Weekly. They're all, all over everyone. Like everyone's talking about it. I don't feel bad about talking about this story. Okay. These are two people that are fame hungry. I don't know so much about Rodger, but Rachel Zoe is not a quiet person. She's not a private person. She puts herself out there. She makes money based on her fame and her ability. So, oh my gosh, this is so funny. You guys are so funny. You're all saying I need a e-cigarette for the stories to do this. Like, Rachel, he will never emotionally fulfill you. Know that. Love it. I do believe so okay. Now, speculation in terms of why they got divorced. I have about 6 working theories. I'm gonna leave those for Patreon because they're probably going to get me in trouble. But I have about 6 working theories of why I believe that they're actually getting divorced. Or what I do know is this. He allegedly, but based on my sources, he asked for the divorce, not Rachel, which is really sad. I mean, it would be sad if she did too, which is really sad because I rewatched Rachel Zoe Project season 2 last night. Not the whole season, but I just watched one episode and it was like very, if you remember, it was like amazing. Peak Rachel Zoe Project, like Brad Goreski and Taylor in the offices. She can't find the dress for Anne Hathaway for the Golden Globes. Like, this is a moment, right? Watching that, there's 1 or 2 scenes with Rodger in that first episode. The first scene is in the house in the morning when they're waking up, and she is beyond stressed out. She's on no sleep. She's not, of course, eating. She is stressed out. All she's talking about is getting the dress, getting the dress, getting the shoes, getting the dress, getting the. And he's sitting there and he's calm and he's like, it's going to be okay, Rachel. And then he says to her in this episode, dinner tonight? And she goes, only if we can eat at 10 p.m. And he's like, no. Her life was about fashion. Her world was fashion. I've never seen her more excited than when she is finding that fashion. Like, she literally is stressed out and then she sees that one vintage earring that she's been looking for and her whole dynamic personality shifts. Like, that is her true love, is her fashion. Not to say that she wasn't in love with Rodger. I think she was madly in love with Rodger. But I think one theory that I think everyone can probably agree with is this. Michelle kind of nailed it just now. Of course she did. They got married 26 years ago. They met 33 years ago. I don't know how old she is right now. Rachel Zoe age. She's 53. So they met when she was 20 years old. He was probably the same. The fact that they lasted this long into their 50s is insanely rare, especially in 2024. And then add in social media, fame, money, religion. Religion, I don't think is an issue for them. They're both Jewish, but like, add in all of those external factors. Growing up from someone when you were 20 years old. I mean, when I was 20 years old, I was hooking up with some random guy that worked at Chili's in Las Vegas. So I'm really glad that didn't work out. Danny. Where are you, Danny? Um, I think it's actually a really, really beautiful long marriage. And who knows how long it really was over for them, or was it not? Like, were they holding on? I just know a lot of people are like, oh my God, they lasted so long. Why didn't they stick it out? Like, who wants to stick out a marriage? Who wants to stick out a marriage? That sounds like hell. If you're unhappy, and I don't know if she was unhappy, but he was clearly unhappy. If he was unhappy, he deserves to be happy. They have so much money. They have a huge support system. They have 2 beautiful sons that she posts about all the time, Skylar, and I can't remember the younger one's name, but they're like, he just bar mitzvahed the older one, so I want to say he's probably 13, 14. The younger one is probably like 10-ish. They're so cute. They're beautiful. They have family. They have friends. Like, they're going to be okay. She's very close to their sister. Um, I'm not worried about them. Like, there's so many other people to be worried about. But what a lot of people are saying is like, oh my gosh, love is dead. If Rachel and Rodger couldn't make it, love is dead. What in the world does that even mean? We saw 5 seconds of their time together, 5% of their time together. Like, we did not see ever their real, true relationship. Oh my God. Mark says, Danny, my ex. Daddy is still at Chili's, but now he's the lead server. If he's lucky. I do kind of crave going to Chili's after watching all of the content on TikTok about their mozzarella sticks. I don't know. They have some sort of buffalo cheese dip mozzarella stick, that buffalo, buffalo sauce dip mozzarella stick that I'm like salivating for. But I feel like one of those would turn me into a blimp. So I'm going to probably not uh, do it. But I do believe that, who's to say? There have been reports, multiple reports that I've received about him moving on. And that would make me sad. But she was not, she announced finally yesterday, and then she didn't stay home. She went out. She went to her ex-assistant's, um, Jeremiah Brent is his name. He was an assistant for her, like Brad Goreski was. Jeremiah is married to Nate. If you guys know Nate Berkus from the Oprah show, like all of that. He had like a big launch party last night at Hotel Bel Air. She went looking beautiful. She was in a beautiful white dress. This woman has been, everything you've been seeing about her all summer has been her single. So this is not new. It didn't happen last week. I want to say that this probably happened maybe in, June-ish, a long time. So there you go. There you go. Rachel Zoe and Rodger Berman have officially announced their divorce, and I wonder if they're, you know, like stepping on me. I did notice I wasn't blocked. So I thought for sure I was going to get blocked. Um okay. Let's move on to another story about someone else moving on. And this is someone that I think that you guys love to talk about, and that is the big B, Bethenny. That is Bethenny Frankel was seen on a date last night. Now, if you guys know, Bethenny is Just Be dating. Just Be. Just Be in Santa Monica. Just Be on page 6. Just Be. I'm going to show you guys the pictures in case you missed it, but she was spotted holding hands after a dinner date with a businessman named Tom Vellante. Yes, his name is Tom, which is shocking after all these years. The Tom of it all is shocking. This is the guy. Now, honestly, get that ad out of here. Honestly, he's a good-looking guy. I mean, I can't really tell much about the way he looks, but they look like they are married for 20 years, vacationing in Capri, as Jessie Lolly likes to say. She looks very, very happy. Look, I really do believe we can say a lot of negative things, but there is no question that Bethenny Frankel has become more and more beautiful over the years. Like if you go back to old episodes of Real Housewives, even season 7 or 8, when she came back to the show as a multimillionaire after her divorce with Jason, like she has done the right work. She's done the right beauty routines. She looks good. I think everyone can probably agree with that, right? She looks better, I would say, than she used to. There's no question. I think she's very pretty, actually. They were at Giorgio Baldi, which is a restaurant in like the Palisades, Santa Monica area. It's right on the beach. This was Sunday night, I guess. I don't know why we're just seeing the pictures today. This is the first time they've been photographed together out in public. You know, Bethenny is very, very open. Look how happy and perfect they look. This was a very orchestrated moment. You don't go to Giorgio Baldi if you want, and this is, of course, her ex, Paul. You don't go to Giorgio Baldi if you don't want to be photographed as a celebrity. It's like going to Craig's. It's like going to the Ivy back in the day. Like, this is a moment that you go to publicly state, like, I'm dating. So whether or not this is a real deal boyfriend or not, she has been very open with her dating journey through the summer. We don't really get to meet the dates, but we hear about these horror dating stories on her TikTok. She's constantly on dates. I've never seen anyone date more than her, if that's actually true. If she's always like every TikTok 5 times a day, she's dressed in a new outfit saying, I'm going to get on a date. Like, I have no idea. She's on a dating show called 50 Dates in 5 Days, starring Bethenny Frankel. This is a guy that also can probably benefit or will benefit from a lot of the public factor. I have done some research on him. He is a CEO. He's an executive of a company called Yapstone, which is a really strange word, Yapstone. But Yapstone is basically a company that is it's geared for vacation rental payments. So they do payment processing for like VRBO, Airbnbs, I imagine. Yeah, it says looking for a reliable solution that allows you to accept multiple payment options, simplifies billing and fees, and it improves your customer experience. So Yapstone is the name. I don't believe from what I'm seeing, let's see, Tom Volante wife. No, this is another person. This is a Major League Baseball person. Yeah, there's another one with the same name that is in the MLB or like works around the MLB. So that's what kind of keeps coming up. But I'm not seeing anything about him actually being engaged, married in the past. I don't think he had any kids. This is a video I just saw actually. Let's watch a little of him talking. It's on Vimeo. It's of him. Let me just text it to myself. This is how I operate during a live show. I just text myself, very professional so I can open it up on my computer. This is a guy that he's a businessman. So let's watch together of just kind of how he sounds. I'm always very interested. Let's see.
I've noticed that that millennials, I'm not a millennial, Gen X, I guess I am, that millennials don't necessarily ask for a raise. They get another job, right? And so we're constantly doing
He's a good-looking guy
and making sure that we're getting ahead. If somebody is just hasn't been re-upped, or we've brought in a
okay, I'm already bored. Very good-looking guy. Obviously a successful man. Bethenny cannot be with someone that is like some loser schmoozer. But at the same time, if you have decided I want to be with Bethenny Frankel, you have to just take her for what she is. And listen, he lives in Los Angeles. He's a Santa Monica guy. Maybe he's got that laid back profile and maybe it's perfect because then they're not going to be full time. They won't live together. He'll be across the country. She's going to be, they're going to go back and forth. And maybe it's just really good sex. And you know what the point is? I just made you think about Bethenny Frankel having sex. And I'm so sorry for that. Now, Michelle said, send him the shrimp boil video. He needs to know what he's in for. Maybe he has some sort of like, turn on with women eating messily while talking. Maybe he loves chicken salad. Okay. Chicken salad is what they have connected for. Okay. I find it really Mark says before the second date, he's required to choose his favorite from 5 types of chicken salad. If he gets it right, it's on. I need to shout out one of my favorite. Oh, let me see if I can find this really fast because you guys, you've seen her videos. She does Bethenny Frankel. She does Bethenny Frankel, like what's it called? Covers basically of Bethenny's actual videos. And she is so damn funny. Bravo Bitch Fest. I just want to show you the one that she posted yesterday. I can't get enough of this girl. Follow her. If you like Bethenny content, you're going to laugh your ass off if you follow Bravo Bitch Fest. Her name is Dahlia. She does the best filter for this. Check this out. This was her most recent.
Hotel, and my friend's like, excuse me, bitch, why aren't you getting the chicken salad? And I'm like, okay, so we're in Beverly Hills, they think they're famous? Excuse me. Who's heard of Beverly Hills? Who's heard of Bethenny Frankel? The chicken salad celebrity? Not that I'm trying to compare, but they should be paying me to be here. All right, right off the bat, I'm not impressed. I don't know what all this fucking garbage is around it. What is that, a vegetable? There's a lot of stuff in there. So there's chunks in here.
Look at her face when she eats it.
I'll just say right off the bat, Not impressed. Right? So I'll give it a try. I'm open to anything.
Her face when she eats it, I'm dead. I'm dead.
It's very Jewish. It's very Jewish. It's not, the chicken salad that I make is art. This is very Jewish.
She cracks me up. It's very Jewish. What does that mean? I'm Jewish. What's a Jewish chicken salad? Someone tell me what Jewish chicken salad is. Like, what is it? Does it do the hora? Does it say Shabbat Shalom? Does it taste like Manischewitz? Like, what is a Jewish chicken salad? Someone enlighten me. Dead over it. Oh my God. She cracked me up. Her name is Bravo Bitch Fest. Go and check her out on Instagram and TikTok. She's fantastic. Tell her I sent you. I love her. She is so good. She does the best recaps of Bethenny's content. Okay, let's keep going and talk about our next. Good for Bethenny, good for her and her content. You know, she's going to make about 6 podcasts about this. Just Be Tom, or it's about Tom. We're going to get content about Tom now, and I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're also ready for this story, because when I saw this, I said, you've got to be effing kidding me. And it's about Lisa Barlow. You guys, Lisa Barlow has lost another ring. Where is Monica? That is my question. Lisa Barlow, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Lisa Barlow has lost a $100,000 ring now. Not $10,000, $100,000 ring. Dancing at New York Fashion Week. This is something that can only happen to Lisa Barlow. What's going on with her fingers? Why are her fingers so slippery? Is she just like aquaphoring it up before she goes to these parties? Who loses so many rings? I've never seen anything like it. It says her debut at New York Fashion Week nearly cost her a pretty penny. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star made her first appearance at New York Fashion Week and ended up losing a $100,000 ring, we're told. She danced a little too hard at the after party. The moves even caused her ring to fly off her finger. But has anyone checked where Monica was? Was Monica Garcia at this event? Curious. The reality star was dancing behind the party's DJ booth. Was it Kyle Cook? When the ring flew from her hand and she went to join Hudson in his VIP area. Having this be her first New York Fashion Week, it didn't start with a sparkling start. She was certainly sad. Oh my God, I have to call my lawyers. Lisa's always cold, so her rings are always falling off, said the source of the jewelry snafu. That is hysterical. She's always cold, so her rings are falling off? Has anyone ever heard this? By the way, how was she dancing? Like, was this like her dance? It was like, who dances so crazy that rings are flying? I don't think she's wearing the right size rings. No, the ring that she lost on Salt Lake City was actually $60,000. So now she's $160,000 deep. And I'm just saying, allegedly, this could be considered insurance fraud. So something's going on. She needs to start eating a little bit more sodium and bloating up before she goes to these parties. Lisa Barlow, get your ish together. Love it. Lala Kent had her baby. We talked about that the other day, and we're very excited for her. And she has finally named her daughter, and her daughter's name is Sosa Kent. Okay, we're talking about a child here, but I went live on TikTok yesterday afternoon, and we really had a laugh about this. What does Sosa mean? Sosa has a few different meanings. In certain languages, it means seaweed. In other languages, it means salty water. In Cubs language, it means Sammy Sosa. Sosa means salty water. Her sister's name is Ocean, which is also salty water. But when you think of an ocean, you think of beauty. You think of large water, gorgeous beach, beauty. And then when you think of salty water, you think of brine. You think of like, oh, that's so salty. You think of how you cook your pasta. This was a strange choice. I am very happy for her, but I guarantee you this is going to be hours of therapy later in her life. This is going to be my sister is named the ocean and I'm salty water. Like, what am I? I'm like the Timu version of ocean. It's like not, oh my God, I have a fly. You guys, that fly is still here. You gotta go away. You gotta go away. No. We can't do we can't do the show with you here, son. Okay, everyone. I don't know what to do with Sammy Sosa. I can't. I don't understand it. But she's probably going to be a little adorable, beautiful baby. I just worry about her a little bit. Let's talk about another story. P. Diddy, our favorite P. Diddy. Yeah, right. One of the most disgusting men known in the history of America, P. Diddy. He is now officially ordered. Well, yesterday or 2 days ago, we talked about the fact that he's selling his Beverly Hills mansion for $61 million. This is not a shocking thing. Apparently, everyone kind of knew that this had to happen. I don't think he's making any money right now. I think he's probably very, very deep in financial, which we'll talk about, because now Sean Diddy Combs was ordered to pay $100 million in sexual assault judgment. This is just one of his many, many lawsuits against him. He's been ordered to pay $100 million in a default judgment over sexual assault allegations by a Michigan inmate, Derek Lee Cardello Smith. The Coming Home rapper, who filed to dismiss a $30 million groping lawsuit by producer Rodney Little Rod Jones, has been embroiled in mounting legal woes. So this is not even that main $30 million groping lawsuit. That one that we were all talking about a few months ago with the big document. This is different. Cardello Smith, who is currently serving time. This is crazy. Cardello Smith, who is currently serving time at the Ernest C. Brooks Correctional Facility, claimed Diddy drugged and sexually assaulted him at a party that took place in 1997, 27 years ago. Derek sued Combs for $100 million, but due to the star not responding to the lawsuit and failing to attend a virtual hearing on Monday, a judge entered a default judgment against Combs that requires him to pay the $100 million. He didn't show up to court. He didn't show up to his hearing, and because of that, now he has a default judgment of $100 million. Like, go to work, go to court. If you're filed to be somewhere, you gotta go, or you pay a fee. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. Beginning next month on October 1st, the disgraced music artist will have to pay Cardello Smith in $10 million installments monthly. Wait, this guy is incarcerated in jail and he's making $10 million a month. Is this true? This is crazy. He claimed in the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, this man, Cardello Smith, claimed that both he and Sean were drinking and smoking marijuana at a 1997 party when the alleged sexual assault took place. At one point, oh gosh, okay, we're going to be we're going to be careful here. At one point, while performing a sexual act with one of the women at the party, Derek claimed that the rapper placed a hand on his buttocks. He also claimed that afterwards he accepted a drink from Combs that had been drugged, and he proceeded to pass out. When he woke up, he noticed, okay, whoa, sorry, this is pretty crazy. When he woke up, he noticed Diddy having sex with one of the women at the party and claimed Combs told him, "I did this to you too." The $100 million default judgment comes just 1 month after Cardello Smith filed a temporary restraining order against Diddy in August, because Derek was able to show records that the rapper had visited him in the prison that he is currently serving time. He alleged that Sean Combs offered him $2.3 million in order for Derek to drop the sexual assault allegations against him. So he came to him and offered him $2.3 million. Just drop the assault. Just stop going after me. And now he is filed a restraining order against him in August. And because of this default judgment, because Sean Diddy Combs just like didn't show up to court, he is now $100 million owing this man. He got, you know what? He tried to F someone over and he got F'd big time. Okay, there's a lot more story about it. It's really, really bad. This is a bad news bear man. There is not one thing I think that we'll be able to hear about this man that is going to be in any way, what's the word? Like redeeming. This is a man that is publicly, now we've seen video footage of him beating the crap out of his girlfriend. God knows what he did when he was alone. Now we've heard multiple people talk about SA, multiple people talking about drugging, multiple people talking about crazy like sex rings. Like this is absolutely awful. Oh my gosh. Okay. Josh, I love you in the comments. Okay. Crazy, horrible, traumatic. And this man, and I don't know why he's in jail, this Cordello Smith. I'm actually curious. I'll do some research of why he's actually in jail, like why he the story is really long, so I don't want to spend too much time, but I'm curious why Cordello Smith is in jail, and it would be interesting for me to see if he's getting out anytime soon, because if he's getting out anytime soon, he's going to be an incredibly rich man. You know what I mean? That's a crazy ass story. Really crazy. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, Candace says, why isn't Diddy in jail? That's the real question. Like, at what point do they have enough evidence to just straight up arrest him and put him in jail rather than just having him pay money? Like, he should go to jail. Is it statute of limitations on all these things? Is it because it's been so many years you're not allowed to go back? I mean, I don't know. I feel like there shouldn't be, but I don't know the details about this. Now, I want to talk about this other story that just kind of came to my attention on page 6 today, because I am a huge TLC lover, obviously, as you guys know, with Sister Wives and everything, but I don't watch like the 90 Day Fiancés and all the shows, but there's certain shows that I grew up on, and one of them is John and Kate Plus 8. So I don't know if you guys saw this story. The Sun is getting all the scoop. You remember how last week we talked about how Brandi Glanville went to the Sun and like did a big expose? This happened also in the Sun. This was released to the Sun, but this is about Kate Gosselin. So this is like some deep subjects we're talking about. The first one that we just talked about was, SA and all of that and drugging and like horrible things. And I see it's bringing up some sadness and some like trauma in the comments. So I love you and I'm so sorry. Also, right now we're going to talk about some abuse towards children. So I hope you'll be okay with this. But this is just alleged. Colin Gosselin, who is one of the 8 kids, John and Kate Plus 8. He's one of the six sextuplets. He was the one, if you remember, that was like the problem child. Kate had 8 kids, and 6 of them, out of the 6, Colin stopped going to school. Remember, she pulled him and she put him in like a boarding school, and she claimed that he had all these like mental issues and whatever. And I don't really remember all the details, but we know that he was definitely treated and ostracized very differently than the other kids. And then he went and moved in with his dad, and now all this stuff has come out. Also, Colin's other sister, Hannah, one of the other 6, has also left mom's nest and has gone and lived with dad. So it's kind of like Hannah and Colin against the rest. This story claims, Colin Gosselin claims, that mom, Kate Gosselin, zip-tied and locked him in a basement as a child. This is feeling Ruby Frank. It's bad. The story basically says that in this new interview with The Sun, and he's 20 now, He states that his mom zip-tied and locked him in a basement when he was a child. My mother had a room built in our unfinished section of the storage basement. She had a room put up with cameras in it, a tiny window in the corner, and it was bolt locked from the outside. Colin called the setup a containment room, claiming it had a mattress on the floor, and that was how I lived. When my mother would put me in that room multiple times, she had zip-tied my hands and feet together and bolt-locked the door, turned the lights off, and had cameras there just watching me. John, the dad, also spoke to the outlet, claiming he had no idea about his ex-wife's allegedly abusive behavior until he obtained custody of the daughter, Hannah. He obtained custody of Colin in 2018, and now he is also really close with Hannah. He said the room in the basement where she kept Colin is still there. My friend's in-laws bought our house, and one time they asked me, why is there a room in the basement with a bed and a lock on the outside? He noted it must have been terrifying for Colin. Kate's rep did not immediately respond for comment, but her attorney denied she intentionally harmed Colin, telling U.S. Sun that she did what she did to protect herself and her family from her son's troubled behavior. This is it's not okay. She called him a troubled young man with a history of unpredictable behavior and violent tendencies. So that makes sense, right? That's why you would zip tie your child. Look, we all have and heard stories of kids that are violent, that struggle, this and that. But there are so many resources for children like this that maybe have emotional dysregulation or violent tendencies or anger issues. It's called therapy. It's called doctors. It's called maybe medication, depending on what's the situation. Or it's called, getting some sort of an aide to come and be with them. Yes, this is very flowers in the attic. This is Ruby Frank coded, and this is sick. This is actually sick. And to separate your child from the other children just because they're different, because they're maybe more angry, maybe she did see scary signs. Oh, sorry, the fly came back. Maybe she did see scary signs. Maybe she did see. Get out of here, Kate Gosselin. I'm going to zip tie this fly up in my basement. Please don't come after me for fly abuse. So sad, so awful. I don't believe, I truly want to always believe victims when it comes to these things. I don't see why Colin would make this up after so many years. You would think he would just want to be done with it and move on. Why he would go backwards and now bring this up and like eventually potentially put his mom in some major, major serious problems. I don't believe this is fake. I believe that this is so capable. If you go back and watch Kate Gosselin, like Kate Gosselin she's got like that Ruby Frank-ish. Now, this is just not, I'm not saying she's like a major child abuser like Ruby Frank was, but like it's this, needing to be a certain way on camera, but also that was like the beginning of seeing that social media is not what it seems, right? Happy marriages are not what they seem. Lovely like childhood family blogs. It's just really, really bad. I really wonder what's going to happen and if he has a right to like go after her legally or whatever. So bad. Remember when she attacked him for breathing loudly? Now, I'm just going to be honest. Who here has not lost your shit when your husband breathes loudly next to you? I mean, it's possible. I've also not done it when I'm being interviewed on a camera for a national TV show, right? Like if Lance is like doing something really loudly next to me, my misophonia issues, etc., I will say something usually. But if cameras are on me and we're being interviewed and we're being forced to sit next to each other and he's literally just breathing, I wouldn't make a whole, I mean, you guys have to remember that clip, right? That clip, let's see if I can just quickly find it because it's wild to see. But if you rewatch Kate Gosselin breathing, let's see what comes up. Yep, here it is. It says, "Can you stop breathing so loud?" which is what she said to him. This is the kind of woman she was.
She was probably, "I'm sorry, can you stop breathing so loud, honey?" He's like, Breathe quietly. So
Can you stop breathing so loud? I'm sorry. It's wild. Oh my gosh. You know, it's so funny. Mark says Donna stops the Dancing with the Stars filming to inform Lance that he's breathing too heavy. I have to tell you guys, yesterday I dropped Oliver off at Dancing with the Stars rehearsals where Lance was shooting because it's a long story. It was like a time thing and they were going to the Cubs Dodgers game. So I had to drive to Hollywood and I went to the rehearsal studios, you know, the famous site of Mauricio saying, amazing. Absolutely. Remember last season when things were so good with Mauricio? I so miss those days. Anyway, I went there and I actually walked into one of the rehearsals. Phaedra had just left and I was and I got to meet Danny Amendola. He's the what's it called? The former Patriots player, I believe. And Whitney, I saw them rehearse for a bit. So cute. So cute. It was really cool to be in there. So Lance sits there in the rehearsal space with a camera. It's just him and a camera. And it's, you know, just following them basically rehearse because they cut the stuff together for the packages before their actual dance, which is going to be, I think it's going to be in, oh, Kate Gosselin's back. I think it's going to be in like 2 weeks. I will tell you, or maybe next week, that Danny is a good looking man. Keep your eyes out, guys. I didn't know a lot about Danny Amendola. I mean, I'm not a Amendola. I should probably say it right. I am not a like a Patriots person. I definitely do not watch a lot of sports to know who these people are. But this is him. I mean, this is a good looking man. He's very cute in real life. It was fun to go there. I can't wait. I need to meet Phaedra. I just want to like hang out with Phaedra. Anyway, okay, let's see. Is there any other stories that I want to cover today? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Lindsay Hubbard. Lindsay Hubbard was on the toast this morning. You know, if you know, Lindsay Hubbard is one of those people, Summer House Lindsay Hubbard. She's one of those people that you can't make me hate her. She's a Ramona singer. I can't hate her. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. She can be awful. She can be horrible, but I cannot hate Lindsay Hubbard. I love her. And it's such a crazy story how this all went down. How a year ago she was still engaged. Her engagement broke off. Then she was like having to deal with all of this, all the hate. She lost all this weight. She was depressed. She was going through all of this. And now a year later, she just wrapped Summer House. She is very pregnant with a baby girl. She's very happily with her boyfriend that we don't really know a lot about, which is a good green flag that we don't know a lot about him. And she seems to be really, really good. So she talked a little bit about this season of Summer House. She can't say a lot. She said the conversation about the Spritz versus Loverboy does come up a couple times. So I'm excited to see that. She says the West and Sierra kind of like fallout does come up a couple times too. But my favorite part of this interview was when Lindsay said, when we were filming the reunion, I was 8 weeks pregnant. I was stressed out thinking like, you know, I hope the baby's going to be healthy. We still hadn't gotten DNA results and like health results. I was sitting there and I was just like, you know, that was in my mind. I'm thinking about my baby. I'm thinking about my future. And meanwhile, here I am trying to argue with my husband, with my ex-boyfriend about whether or not he should pursue being an actor. And when I heard that, I almost fell over because it's so true. Think about it. She's sitting there like imagining this little baby being born, like her future being a mom. And she's like, talking to her ex-boyfriend about how he wants to pursue his dreams of like going to acting class. Like it's so wild. Then she did dig Carl for his sober bar. She said, they asked, did you go to his soft bar opening? Like party. He had a launch party. By the way, thank you so much, Wanda. Wanda gifted someone here a Daily Dose of Donna membership. Make sure to tell us in the comments who got it. So they asked, did she go to the party? And she was like, I was busy that day. I had a lot going on. And they were like, so, I mean, you're pregnant though. Isn't that like something you would want to do? Go to a sober bar? And Lindsay's like, no. I feel like that's not somewhere I'd want to be. Even if I wasn't drinking, I feel like I would just go to a regular bar and get a Diet Coke. There's still some drama. Can't wait for that season to come out. I really can't. I don't think Danielle and Carl are dating. I really don't, because Lindsay says they talk about Danielle. She says she shows up a little bit this summer. She's like, Danielle just like, had more of a break. She was focusing on being a CEO of her business. And I hope that she is happy and, we're good. It's water under the bridge. Everything's good. So I just don't get the vibe that they're dating. I really don't. Okay, you guys, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting Daily Dose of Donna every single day. You're the best. And I will talk to you soon. Oh my gosh, this is a good story. Suki, let's talk about it tomorrow. Okay, bye.